If you're not making fun deposits in seasons where you're not arguing, seasons where you're not fighting, you don't have anything to withdraw from.
Yeah.
And so I think our love, our hearts are bankrupt of fun. Welcome back to the 2 = 1 Marriage Podcast with Jimmy and Irene Rollins, who are equally crazy.
But equally committed.
Equally committed. And we've been talking about how to figure out your marriage equation through this whole season 2 of how to have a good fight. And right now, we are going to give you 10 things to do in your relationship for a relationship reset with maybe a bonus at the end.
Yeah, because, when I think about it, we got to press the reset button all the time.
Yes.
Like we constantly need to press reset and just clean slate, let's start over. And we have to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
So number one, I kind of think we need to normalize ruptures and repairs.
Normalize ruptures and repairs. What is that?
So what is that? Let it become normal that we're going to argue. We're going to get on each other's nerves. Like, relax about it.
You got on my nerves this morning. Actually, you didn't. That was last night. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
So normalize rupture and repairs just means, like, for me, I am a peacemaker. I never liked conflict in our relationship.
Yeah.
So when it happened, it felt stressful to me. And, it's the end of the world. He doesn't like me. And when you're a people pleaser, that just stresses you out. You're anxious about making sure that your spouse is okay. But when we started normalizing the repair piece too, so if we have a falling out, if I disrespected you or vice versa, if I irritated you, we are going to repair it.
Yes.
So we normalize it, even with our kids. I love it. Okay, normalize it. We have people pleasers in just the family, period, right? Our son. And the more we normalize to him that when we have fractures, we can repair it, it's like it became less anxious for him.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's what I'm thinking.
So what you're saying is you're not going to always love your spouse. You're always going to love your spouse. You're not going to always like
them.
Your
that's
spouse.
Right.
Because
right.
I can tell when you don't like me. But it's okay. In the beginning, it used to be like, we're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And it was just like I left my underwear on the floor.
Right.
So normalize things.
Just normalize
and
the
normalize the
ruptures.
rupture and the repair. How about this? Number 2, appreciations. Like we've been talking about appreciations.
A lot.
I just need to feel appreciated. Now here's the deal. When I do something wrong, it's easy for you to notice. I want it to be easier, and I want you to definitely verbalize something when I do something right. And I think a lot of couples are struggling, especially our listeners, with, guess what? Yes, I'm getting it wrong. But do you notice when I get it right? Appreciate me, woman.
That's right. That's true. So true. I notice that sometimes when I'll bring something to you, first of all, it's hard for me to bring something that I need to be addressed. Like if I'm bringing something heavy to you that I'm not happy with, or a complaint or something like that. But I know that if I have shared appreciations, that you take it better, and it's so much easier to have the conversation.
Yeah.
So appreciations. Date night.
Date nights.
Date nights is a thing.
It is a thing.
Over the course of our marriage in different phases, it's changed.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I wanted to go to the movies. I wanted to be, wine and dine, like flowers, all of that. I think when we had kids, I just got over all that. Like, I think my favorite memories of dates have been when we need to reset our relationship and get reconnected, have been when we did like a charcuterie board on a blanket in front of the TV. And the kids are upstairs, everybody's safe. I don't have to worry about a babysitter, and it's just you and me time.
Yeah.
And now we're like couch potatoes, right?
We are.
But date night is going to change because now we're entering empty nest phase.
Yes. It's just going to be naked date nights. Like clothing is going to be optional at that point. Like when our kids go, girl, I'm telling you, the
Jimmy
inner freak
Rollins.
is coming out in me.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
want you to know.
Is that why you started buying those drawers?
I
those
did. I
funny
got
drawers?
these new underwear, y'all.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
They got like tiger
and zebras and unicorns.
I'm
like,
just feeling
so
safari.
funny. It's hilarious, but this is
Safari.
adding some flavor
Tarzan.
to our relationship stuff we can have fun about and lighten up about.
Yeah.
And date night is changing. We're going to do cooking
Netflix
classes.
and chill.
Netflix and chill and chocolate Haagen-Dazs bars.
Chocolate Haagen-Dazs bar. I am the chocolate Haagen-Dazs bar.
Okay.
Girl.
You crazy.
Why
So
you
that's
blushing? No. Stop. Why you blushing?
Because you're embarrassing me.
Got you.
So reset.
So
Relationship
number 3
reset.
is date
nights.
nights.
Get creative.
How about this? How about number 4 is giving out love languages. Like I'm talking
Giving
about
out of our love language.
Yeah, giving out of your love language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to give out of your love language. I'm joking. What I'm trying to say is I feel like we want our spouses to give us what we need, right? And we're always looking for what we need. And then if we don't get what we need, we don't give what they need. And here's what I have come to discover. Like, you are words of affirmation. Like, if I show up without a card, which I have done a lot.
Or I find them in the cabinet.
Or I'll have it.
I literally find them in a cabinet a year later.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess this was my birthday card from last year.
And I forgot to give it to you.
Yeah.
But I gave you like this awesome gift. I'm thinking I hit it out of the park.
And
I'm
I
like,
care less
girl,
about
you got
the
a Gucci bag. Like, come on. Like, first of all, the gift, I'm gift enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm enough of a gift for you that you should every day.
Reel it back
you should
in,
every day wake
Reel
up
it back
thankful
in.
that you have somebody with these abs that I have. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But anyway, I think love languages, here's what I have discovered in our relationship. When I give you what I don't need myself, typically I'm knocking it out of the park.
Yes.
And I think we give our spouses what we need. And we think we're crushing it.
Right?
You have to give them what they need. Love languages. Let's figure that out.
You got to figure out what their love language is.
Number 5.
Number 5, goal setting.
Like vision, goal setting.
Yeah,
like
I
all
think
that.
I think it's important that what I've loved about our marriage is that every year we go away in January and we set goals for the year. We've got like 1-year goals, 3-year, 5-year, and then long-term, right?
Yeah.
Super long-term goals. But just being able to sit and have our we call it a summit, our family summit, and we go away and we talk about our finances, where we are spiritually, what we're praying for specifically and believing God for our kids.
Yeah.
And then again, as each season of life, I'm going to keep referring to that because I think it's really important. If you want a marriage of love, laughter, and longevity, we have to be cognizant of the season we are in our relationship. So like right now, we are in a season of empty nesting. Like our last child has graduated. So we have set new goals for our date nights. We have set new goals.
I always have a goal for our date nights.
For for hobbies and things that are going to be interesting us, because the bottom line is I made it a goal a long time ago that I was not going to wake up when Maya, our youngest, turned 18 and graduated and look at you and say, who are you?
Wow.
Why are we together?
Yeah.
Like I made it a goal that that was not going to happen.
So goals change with seasons. So we need to always be flexible with our goals, flexible with our dreams. I think one of the things that I learned a long time ago about dreams and vision and goals, right? You should never catch up with them. And here's the deal.
So good,
like
Jimmy.
once you reach a goal, set a new one. But like I'll never forget my dad saying, son, keep dreaming and never catch up with your dreams. And I think if we started dreaming about the love in our relationships, and we started dreaming about, I love when we used to just go, date night we had no money, we were broke. So we would just go look at houses we couldn't afford. We would literally go to model homes. We would literally go to furniture stores and like talk about what we would do with that room that we didn't even have. And it's crazy to me that the fruition of that dream actually came to pass.
It has.
So I think it's important for us to dream. How about this next one? Make fun deposits.
Yeah.
Like so many relationships, married people, you just suck at having fun. Like pass gas and watch your wife walk into it. You know what I mean?
Ew,
like I know
no,
I'm 50 years old and I'm still a child. I do that.
My gosh.
I don't know why I still
Please
get
don't.
laughter after that. Like in the middle of the night, like hearing you gag from
my gosh,
when
Jimmy,
after I use the
stop giving
bathroom.
people terrible ideas.
But I think it's good. Fun deposits. Like stop taking yourself so seriously.
And that's me. I did have to lighten up.
Yes.
I did have to lighten up. I remember being in my first year of marriage, our first year of marriage, and I was in counseling and I was just hot. I got to that counseling and I looked at the counselor and I said, I have something I need addressed.
Wow.
My husband is disrespecting me on a regular basis. And she's like, what is going on? I said, he farts all the time.
Studebaker.
And I can't take it. It's under the covers, it's in the car, and he locks the doors and turns the heat on. And I'm like, I feel so disrespected. And she looked at me straight in the eye and said, Irene, lighten up.
What she was saying is, I wish I had that much fun with my husband.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
know.
And here's the deal, like,
I'm not enjoy all of that
but cards,
still, but I'm gonna laugh at it.
Dancing, like all the things that we do. How about just thinking back at, making fun of yourself?
Yeah.
Like, there was a time, I don't know who it was, but it's like you leave the bathroom and you got toilet paper just
hanging off of you.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. It wasn't me, but I'm not sure who that was.
Oh.
It was you. Like those are the things, like, think about a deposit. Like when you make a deposit, in a great season, when you're going through a bad season, you can withdraw from the deposit that you made in the good season.
It's true.
But if you're not making fun deposits in seasons where you're not arguing, seasons where you're not fighting, you don't have anything to withdraw from.
Yeah. And
so I think our love, our hearts are bankrupt of fun. So the next one is just like laugh more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't get off this whole affirmation thing.
Come on.
When I build you up, like publicly,
Build me up.
then you are just privately, I can be a private, how do you say it about the private critic, public something?
It's this. It's, let's be a raving fan in public and a careful critic in private.
Careful
critic.
And I think that it's so important that I'm affirming you on a regular basis, like telling you like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to give you a couple. You have been incredibly patient with our son lately.
Wow.
And I so appreciate that because he really needs...
What number is this, by the way? Where are we at? Which one are we talking in right now? I just want to know.
I'm talking about affirmations.
We're going back to affirmations.
Nice,
Let's go.
No.
Add affirmations in there. Boom. Affirmations. That's the next one. It's unscripted. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Affirmations. But my goal is to affirm you on a regular basis and build you up.
Yes.
And so here's the deal. Like, I want to just tell you, like, you've been killing it with Jaden, with our 20-year-old. You have been so patient with him. I've watched you, like, in your patience. Jaden is wired like me. What he needs is gentleness, kindness, more focus on what he's doing right, and a very careful way of saying when he needs to correct behaviors, right? Yes. So I've watched you learn him, meet him where his need is, and I'm watching him grow and develop into the man of God that he's been called to be.
Wow, thank you.
I always knew you had that patience in you.
Yeah.
It took 20 years for me to see it. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But, hey, real. It's here. And God is redeeming time that we had thought we lost with him.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I just want to affirm you in your parenting. You are crushing it right now.
I appreciate that.
And I love you for that.
I think the last one is somebody did a song called That's Why We Pray. Pray, we pray.
Kirk Franklin.
You got to pray just to make it today. That's why we pray. That wasn't Kirk. Pray, we pray. Pray. You got to pray just to make it today. Let me tell y'all something, right? Like, how do we complain about stuff that we haven't prayed about?
Come on.
How do we take stuff to our spouse that we first haven't taken to God? How do we take stuff to our spouse that we first haven't taken to God? That's what I'm talking about. How do we, let me tell y'all something. Like, horizontal connections get fixed by your vertical connection with God.
100%.
Horizontal connection with your spouse gets fixed. There's oil to it. It gets anointed by your vertical connection with God. And if we don't connect with God, let me tell you something. I'm at a place in my life, I am not bringing something to you that I first haven't taken to God. Because when I take it to God, what I'm saying is, God, I take this out of my hands and I put it in your hands.
That's right.
Prayer is important.
Prayer is so important. If you want to reset your relationship,
yes,
and we regularly need to press the reset button. I mean, sometimes multiple times in one day.
That's it.
Let's start over. I need a do-over. Like, I've done that with you in conversation. Absolutely. And said, hey, Jimmy, can you have grace for me right now? Because
it's really hard to.
I'm
sometimes
tired, and I responded to you not using my tools.
Yeah. So
can I press the reset button?
Yep.
And then sometimes I'll just throw prayer in there and just say, hey, can I pray for you?
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Can I be like, I know, like, I'm a Christian and I love God, but when we're arguing and you say, can we pray? I want to say no.
I know.
I want to yell at you. Like, no, I want to be mad. I actually hate when you do
always hated that,
because it snatches. I have to snatch myself out of my flesh.
That's right.
In the moment and pray. Can you imagine if you did that? Like in the middle of an argument, those who are listening, like you're arguing, it's like, can we just pray right now? Oh my gosh. It changes the atmosphere
100%
of the house.
100%.
Reset your relationship. These are the things. And I'm going to give you a bonus.
What?
Have sex.
Oh.
Couples aren't having sex.
True.
They're not. They're not. Schedule sex.
There's a lot of sexless marriages happening.
Sexless marriages.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's a quickie, just get it in.
Okay.
That's it.
Get the
Reset.
book Counterfeit Climax.
It's good.
By Dave and Ashley Willis.
Absolutely.
It is so,
We'll put it in the show notes.
Good. We'll put it in the show notes. But yeah, it's something that we definitely have to be working on always, because it's going to have seasons, waves, highs, lows, ebb and flow in marriage, right? So if you want to reset your sex life, you got to do something different, right?
That's it. I think that one more thing we need in the show notes is Pastor Jimmy's has this book that helps you with your vision retreat, your yearly marriage vision retreat. And if we can put that in there, let me tell you, if you are listening, start out 2024 with a marriage vision retreat. It will reset your marriage.
Next time on the 2=1 Marriage Podcast.
And so many people are justifying their sexual, fantasies outside of their marriage because of what they're not getting in their marriage.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. This is eternal.
Yeah.
This ain't fantasy. It's crazy to me that people are substituting fantasy for something that's eternal. We want you to tune in to XO Marriage, everything XO Marriage. They can go to our website. Guess what? They can sign up for Mastering Marriage.
Yes.
Where they get 2 what?
2 coaching calls a month.
Wow.
An hour. You can sit down with your spouse and literally dive into just tools and get coached by Dave and Ashley Willis and Lynette and Sean Reed, and you and I do it as well. And we're all kinds of marriage educators who are going to help enhance your marriage, and just the tools that we hear about when we're listening to a message.
Yeah.
At a conference, somebody speaks, we're listening to a podcast, but to actually get live on a Zoom and practice and hear just it broken down into smaller incremental pieces that we can digest.
You can go to www.xomarriage.com to sign up